Hey, shalom, shalom, shalom. Wow, look at this shit. Now, my last video was about China and its involvement in Guyana, all the crooked bullshit that was going on and taking advantage of the locals. And it's only going to get worse. Um, they're just trading one colonialist for another. At the end of the day, first and foremost, call hello Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. Of course, double honors once again go out to the apostles, bishops, and elders, a great millstone, who through the Holy Spirit continue to give us His truth. Salutations to the fellow Akim out there on the highways and byways who are also pushing this truth with all honesty and sincerity in hopes of waking up the remaining hopeful elect. This is Naaman with the DC camp. So let's get to it. It says racist videos about Africans fuel a multi-million-dollar Chinese industry. These fucking Moabites. All right, this was last week. I meant to, but you know, it worked out well because this is coming behind a video I just did, like I said, about the Chinese in Guyana with all the mining, and I showed you there. I played about half of it, the video that is, and it went into how they went undercover and were actually the link to the vice president. That's who they're directly doing business with, under the nose of the president. But the vice president's got all the power because he served as president for like 12 years or something like that. So he's in the perfect position to do what he's doing. When you get my meaning. And everything's being filtered up to him, and it's like, but what's happening to the habitat for the jakes that are down there? They're being displaced. They're not, at the end of the day, they're not going to profit from that. But with this video here, we're showing the same people, the Moabites, Chinese, and what they really think of people like you and me. And it's sad because at the end of the day, like I said, they're following the blueprint that these Edomites laid. Bear in mind that these same said Edomites, what they did with them here in America, with the railroads and how they were treated. All right, what was that shit they were on? Opium dens and all that got all that people strung out, and the Boxer Rebellion and all the other shit between then and now. These people never forgot. Why do you think they went communist route? All right. Of course, you're not going to get that perspective from here. Of course not. Propaganda machine works, both ways. All right. You're not going to get all the truth here. Anyway, it says on the afternoon of May 24th, a beauty pageant took place at an apartment in, however you say it, Kitwe, Zambia. The contestants, numbered from 1 to 7, took turns walking in front of the camera to loud music from a hit Chinese matchmaking show. Are you single? A young Chinese man asked the Zambian women before telling them to repeat back lines to the camera he recited in Chinese. And this can't be good. This is like, if you don't know, understand the language that you're being, don't do it. Just don't do it. It's going to rarely turn out good for you. And in this case, well, it says, hello everyone, I'm 19. The first woman said after him, I'm single, my eyes are small. Halfway around the world, this was primetime entertainment in China. Tens of thousands of viewers were watching live on the Chinese video app Kuaishu and offering their takes. All good except too black, one person commented, while the seventh woman was instructed to sing a song. Number 5 has straight legs, another viewer remarked. The host, 28-year-old Zheng Wei, who accumulated close to 10 million followers across different Chinese social platforms under the handle African Mr. Hello, offered his own opinions after introducing the women. This is not China, but Africa. Africans are inherently savage, barbaric, you know. They only have profits in their eyes. Shang is one of many Chinese influencers overseas who made a fortune promoting a sense of economic, cultural, and political superiority among Chinese fans by exploiting racist ideology. In dozens of videos filmed and uploaded by these influencers, black people, including children, are shown to embrace Chinese language and culture. Black women are degraded as sexual objects. What has fucking changed? Do you see? Gotta go there. Our people don't get it. They really don't. This is the video I did with, it says undercover in Guyana. All right, but let's go to Psalms 83. Got to start from the top. It says, "Keep not thy silence, O Most High Yahweh. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Most High. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up their head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, Come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance." And a lot of you are saying, well, they're supposed to be... No, we were scattered all over. That's why I'm doing this. You got to understand. People get so caught up in black and African, and you're not understanding what went on as punishment. Remember the curses. We were scattered throughout. We were mixed and mingled among the heathen nations. So that's why I'm doing it. Well, it says Africans. It doesn't say Israelites. You know. Anyway, it says 5. For they have consulted together. Actually 4. Salaki. Actually 3. It says they have taken crafty counsel. What do you think that is? Against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. Every time they meet, these Council of Foreign Relations, these Davos meetings, these G7, G8 summits, G20, whatever, and all these think tanks they have. What do you think that's all about? 4, they have said, Come and let us cut them off. Who? The Israelites, from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. See, they see, as it says in Revelation 11, verses 7 through 11, 11 being the point where it said they would see us stand up on our feet, and fear fell on them. And that's what's happening now. They got to try to hurry up and establish that new world order and try to get everybody chipped. Because once you do that, see, this whole past 2 years has been an experiment to see just how much they could get away with. And boy, did you idiots out there, out of blind fear. I mean, actually, this whole hijinks about a certain pandemic, that's like 9th grade health class shit. All right? They just found out how stupid a lot of you were. First, because you trusted, I'm talking about our people. Everybody else don't give a fuck. How you continue to trust in a motherfucker that doesn't give a shit about you, that treats you any way he wants to. And I keep bringing up the example of whether it's actually true or it's fiction. The example there is the point, and it's Joseph Stalin's chicken. Rumor had it was he told that story, and it was about how he dealt with his own people, but that applies to Jake too. His point was he could do anything to him he wanted to, and they would still love him. And this is Jake, especially the 2/3 in a nutshell. As long as you get that job, or whatever privileges, because the damn sure not rights, he decides to give to you, temporarily at least. Oh, you in. Let's do this. That's Jake. Doesn't understand the curses that he's under. We are under. All right. Doesn't understand who he is. He does everything and anything his oppressor tells him, without question. And that's why he's stuck in these whorehouses, these harlot houses they call churches. And when you present actual facts to him that he's being deceived, you have resistance. All right? You're going to meet resistance because at the end of the day, white is right. 5, 4, they have consulted together with one consent. That's all our enemies, all these heathen nations. They are confederate against thee. And it rolls off the hall of insert in blank. All right, our enemies here. The first one is, guess who? The so-called white man, the tabernacles of Edom. 2 is those nasty ass fucking Arabs, the Ishmaelites. And 3, ta-da, Moab, your present day Chinese, so-called. But the biblical nationality is Moab. And their brother is Ammon, so-called Japanese. That's Genesis 19, read it. Anyway, it says black women are degraded as sexual objects, just like what Esau did, participating in beauty pageant shows and calling Chinese vloggers a la gong or hubby. The influencers portray themselves as wealthy saviors who provide locals with money, jobs, clothes, health care, housing, and food. Rest of World analyzed more than 24 popular accounts based in Guinea, Tanzania, Zambia, Mozambique, and Kenya, as well as other countries in Africa, South Asia, and Southeast Asia, and found that the vloggers, which follow accounts that reach into the millions, together make up a multi-million-dollar e-commerce industry. Part of China's live streaming e-commerce boom, experts said, was built on top of hours of racist and misogynistic content. During that particular 4.5-hour live stream, Sheng sold about $22,000 worth of t-shirts, facial wipes, and watches in 4.5 hours. Although the vloggers often claim to be helping out in Africa, experts say their work essentially monetizes racial inequality. Chinese tend to think of themselves as targets of racism. They do not think about themselves as doers of racism, that they are also practicing racism to other people, but they are. All right, if you look at the representations in other videos, they are trying to establish the kind of contrast between them as modern subjects and Africans as somewhat inferior, somewhat pre-modern subjects that are backward. Again, I got to present the question, what has changed? In June, a viral BBC investigation exposed a Chinese video maker in Malawi named Luke K. whatever, who was accused of physically abusing at least one black child. After the video prompted a global outcry, the Chinese government vowed to crack down on online racism. The country's all-encompassing censorship apparatus often turns a blind eye to xenophobia, which the state does not view as an imminent threat to its rule. According to researchers, soon after the BBC documentary was released, social media platforms such as, Kuaishou, I'm not going to even try the other ones, China's version of TikTok, blocked users from searching video accounts containing the term Africa. Almost all the top Chinese influencers in Africa stopped their daily live streams. Sheng told us that Kuaishou had told him the live stream ban on Africa-based vloggers was triggered by the BBC investigation. All right, blah, 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 skipping on down. Only when racism from the Chinese internet triggers backlash in Africa, a key economic and diplomatic partner, does Beijing feel the need to act because of the money. They don't give a fuck. It's the fact that they got enough attention to where it disrupted the money flow. Chinese government only respond when there's outrage. The Chinese always want to show Africans that they are a different type of partner from what Africa had with colonists. Really? But in Zambia, Matambo said, some Chinese entrepreneurs' patronizing way of treating local people and lack of understanding of their culture has caused problems. Zambian workers have long complained about labor abuse at Chinese firms, such as being told not to join unions or allegations of being detained at factory sites during COVID-19 outbreaks. One of the hundreds of thousands of Chinese migrants who moved to Africa to seek economic opportunities, Sheng went to work at an air filter factory in 2015 in Zambia, hoping to escape the fierce competition for jobs at home and find a fast track to success. Hailing from a rural part of Henan province, an economic backwater in inland China, so even in his own place, he's considered backwater. All right? So Sheng dropped out of secondary school. He says months into his arrival in Zambia in early 2016, before TikTok was launched, Sheng started posting short videos of Africans on Kuaishou, then the dominant short video app in China. He called the account African Mr. Hello because hello was the only English word he knew when he went to Zambia. In an interview with the Rest of the World in June, Sheng told us that he first made money from the virtual tips sent by his fans in China. After work, he would walk around the village where he lived, filming local people, food, and markets. He would film children chanting Chinese poems and lining up to collect snacks he bought for them. He made a series of videos as he delivered food to an impoverished elderly man, and another video where he showed himself helping to build a wooden hut for him. All right. So he's playing that game, you know. He's got ulterior motives. He says this industry is situated in these wider narratives around African-ness, of poverty, of neediness that allows for saviorism to play out. Exactly. All right. It says Selena, who also founded digital platform Black Livity China, Livity, to document black people's experiences in China, added that it feels very human zoo in nature. After 3 years in Zambia, Sheng became a full-time vlogger. He hired local women to act in his videos and live streams, showing them telling jokes in Chinese and cooking Chinese dishes in giant pots. Sheng noted to the rest of the world that images of charity and Chinese culture being adopted abroad were particularly popular, pointing to positive comments from fans. All right, wow. Let's see, skipping on down because this is rather long. You can read it for yourself. Of course, I'm going to post it in the link. Let's see. Sheng said that on average he earns some 20% of the revenue as commission. He claims that his African staff, including a 20-year-old who served as the camerawoman, were paid above the local salary level, whatever that is. Western companies have cashed in as well. In Guinea, Wang Fei runs a YouTube channel with 255,000 subscribers, regularly featuring a boy he adopted from a neighbor's family on his channel. The child, whom he nicknamed Little Monkey, speaks fluent Chinese, cooks Chinese food, and attends classes at a China-funded Confucius Institute. Wait a minute. This little kid already learned your language. He learned how to cook your food. He's going to school. All right. I say he's got one up on you. He says the videos have been watched 110 million times and are estimated to have earned him about $229,000. Oh. See where this is going? Wow. In China, racially charged nationalism has been on the rise over the past few decades, as the Communist Party mobilizes people's pride toward belonging to a homogenous Chinese nation and frames itself as leading its rejuvenation against Western hegemony. All right, we all knew that, but what are you doing exploiting these people? Like I said, they just traded one for another, one monster for another. Let's see. When asked about the beauty pageant in May, the vlogger said he had paid the contestants and offered them a nice meal in exchange for their appearances. The winner of the show, Sheng said, had joined his staff as a cook who occasionally performed in the videos. Sheng told the rest of the world he believed his business was saving Africans from poverty. They all say that. I changed their fate, he said of his local employees. I gave them new lives. They also made me successful. It's reciprocal. Despite the crackdown, Sheng's pages are still live as a publication. Influencers have removed the word Africa from their usernames generally, and they are still able to post new videos. All right. Chinese people love watching how other places are not as good as China, Sheng told the rest of the world, arguing that he had portrayed African in a truthful way. If you film some advanced stuff here, people might not like watching. So you're not into telling the truth. You're just doing this for your ratings. You're exploiting these people. You piece of shit. So, this got me to thinking. Got to bring it out. This is why this is here. This is, let's see, 2nd Ezra. You know where I'm going. Let's go to 15 and 46. It says, And thou, Asia, that art partaker of the hope of Babylon, and art the glory of her person, woe be unto thee, thou wretch, because thou hast made thyself like unto her. That's what I've been saying throughout the whole video. All right? You call yourself taking the place, trying to say that, well, these Westerners, these round eyes, talking about Esau, Edom, and rightfully so. Well, then look what you turn around and do, you fucking hypocrite. And in actuality, you're worse because you have prompted yourself up to be better and saying, hey, we're an alternative to those racist ass crackers. But then, man, 47, woe be unto thee, thou wretch, because thou hast made thyself like unto her, and hast decked thy daughters in whoredom, that they might please and glory in thy lovers, which have always desired to commit whoredom with thee. Thou hast followed her that is hated in all her works and inventions, therefore saith the Most High. 49, I will send plagues upon thee, good, widowhood, poverty, famine, sword, and pestilence. And you just heard that they're in serious debt. They're having debt problems. China, to waste thy houses with destruction and death. And the glory of the power shall be dried up as flour when the heat shall arise that is sent over thee. Thou shalt be weakened as a poor woman with stripes, and as one chastised with wounds, so that the mighty and lovers shall not be able to receive thee. Good. That's all I can say. Good. You deserve every bit of it. Once again, this has been racist videos about Africans fuel a multi-million-dollar Chinese industry. It's not only them. Koreans do it. All these motherfuckers hate us. Psalms 83, once again. Hey, so with that, I hope whoever views this is edified, of course. That's what this is all about, filtering all these things through the scriptures. All right, and especially now, so you'll know what time it is, and you know that time is very short. All right, so for those of you that out there straddling the proverbial fence, I encourage you. I encourage you to make up your mind, and hopefully that you'll come in this, put in that work, and hopefully, like all of us, we're hoping that we're part of that number, that we are part of the elect. We don't know now, but we're working for that penny like everybody else. Hey, so with that, shalom.